Welcome to the Get Inspired with Gerd show, brought to you by Gerd's Handel. Join us each week to be inspired, informed and uplifted with some of the most inspirational and motivational guests from around the world. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay inspired.
Hello and welcome to Get Inspired with Gerds. I'm your host and today I have a special guest with me who's changing the platform for motivational speakers. Chawn Bracey to me is just amazing. I just love this guy. He is the founder of It's BG TV, a movement to inspire others to achieve personal greatness and to help the community and the world to be more of a better place. He's actually recently teamed up with 12 motivational speakers across the globe to create the first of its kind, an audio collection of motivational speeches, which includes the founder of Be Somebody, Cash Shiak. And there'll also be another special person on there, which I'll tell you about later on. Chawn, welcome to my radio show and thank you for joining me.
Awesome. So glad to be here on your radio show. I heard a lot of great things about it.
Oh, bless you. No, I'm just absolutely glad that you're on the show. I absolutely adore what you're doing. It's just amazing. And firstly, can you tell the listeners how you started your actual It's BG TV channel?
I started the channel a couple of years ago. I was in a broadcasting school, and a few of my friends, pretty much just had a camera because we were in broadcasting school, so we had a camera, filmed a little bit. And one summer, or one day, birthday weekend, we had just went on a trip. We filmed a couple things, and when it came back to school, we had a project. The project was to, create a video, make a video, a music video, just something. All right, so what got started a couple years back, when I was in broadcasting school, we had a project to actually, make a video. So I had a birthday coming up. So when it came to my birthday, we just pretty much filmed that weekend. And it wasn't nothing like crazy or anything. We just like walk in and like at gas stations and just walking through this other college in Raleigh called St. Augustine that I went to for a year. And I had a song because I was doing music at the time. I just recorded a song called Motivation. So we actually used the clips that we filmed in Raleigh and put the audio from the motivation song under that. It didn't really match it. It wasn't meant for that. We weren't filming it to be filming a music video. But once we put it all together, it looked really good, and we just pretty much became a positive company and just started putting out positive videos, recruited more people with the same goal, positive mindsets, and we started doing short films, some music videos, and here's where we are now.
Wow. So when did you actually start creating Motivation for the Motivated? Was that later down the line, or was that once you'd created that first video?
Yeah, Motivation for the Motivated was created with that first video. It didn't have the actual name Motivation for the Motivated yet, but that's when the movement started. I created the Motivation for the Motivated. It began as weekly videos on YouTube. So we would put the videos out once a week on every Sunday. It would be different topics. We had like a little jingle in the front at the beginning of it, and the topic changed every week for like 3 months straight. We did Motivation for the Motivated weekly, and that's how the movement started, and that's how we gained some traction through consistency and just people saying like, hey, these guys, they're positive, they're just putting out stuff, they're consistent, and let's just jump on board. And people contacted me to be a part of it, and just always, team building and just networking and talking to people, just telling everybody what we're doing, whether we're out shooting a video and people see it, passing out bookmarks, or, they just follow up with us through social media.
Wow. So how many people do you have actually on YouTube following you guys?
YouTube followers are probably about 2,000 and some change.
Wow.
2,000 and some change YouTube subscribers.
It's amazing. That's just amazing from one video, and this journey just happened. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I would have never even imagined that I would be doing like motivational videos. I mean, not that like I was a negative person or anything, but it's kind of like I feel like faith led me to starting this whole movement, because one thing led to another, and then eventually you just create motivational, positive videos, and that's what I'll be doing, for the rest of my life. So I feel like that's why I'm here.
So was there something from your past that kind of almost inspired for you to create that video?
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot, and also seen a lot of negativity, and I've seen a lot of failure, unfortunately. I would just see a lot of failure and negativity around, like, in my environment, and some in my circle. So I was like, I don't want to be a statistic. That was my biggest thing, around the time when I first started. Whatever I was going to do, I didn't know I was going to be filming yet, but whatever I was going to do, I was going to do it, and I was going to be successful at it, because I just did not want to be another statistic. I wanted to be somebody that was successful and made it through the struggle and just shows that it is possible. I wanted to see what could happen if I dedicate myself to a goal and not stop. I see it all on TV and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I just wanted to figure out if that was really true. So is it true that if you work hard and you be relentless, that all your dreams will come true? That was my goal. I just want to find out. So let's see what happens if I really dedicate myself to something.
I actually had goosebumps as you were talking about that. That shows the power of what you're doing. It's a lot of people don't know, but I just know that after speaking to you, things are just going to change. Like, you're going to go beyond more than you can even imagine. Like, I see it. But my dear, so you've teamed up with 12 motivational speakers from around the world. Tell me a bit about this.
Well, see, the project, it's just one of those things that kind of happened naturally, just through our social media. It first started with the guy from Chicago reaching out to me. All he said was, hey, let's link up. And with him being in Chicago and me being primarily based in Charlotte, North Carolina, here in the U.S., I'm figuring out, hey, so, I want to, but how can we link up? How can we collaborate? So I got to thinking, we're both motivational speakers. We probably won't be able to just kind of visit and talk and travel and do a video together. So I was like, hey, how about you send me over a little quick snippet, motivational speech for about 2 minutes, and I do one, and then we could make a motivational song together, and I could just put it up. But then he was like, okay. So at that point, I got to thinking, what if I get a speech from somebody in California? What if I get a speech from somebody in London? What if I get a speech from somebody in Africa? What if I get a speech from somebody in France, and put it all together on one project? And that's what I started doing. And eventually it led to me having over 30 voiceovers and 30 speeches. And now we're in the process of putting it all together to be released here around the 15th of next month.
Wow. That's unbelievable. That's just amazing. Wow. That's something I've never heard before. I don't know about you, Chawn, you don't really see motivational speakers collaborating together.
Right. I had a meeting earlier this morning, and a guy, he's a speaker and well known. He goes on and stuff. He's like, he didn't get his voiceover in time to make it to this project. He was like, man, wow, how do you get motivational speakers? Because it's sad, but motivational speakers have a reputation of being kind of selfish. And I'm like, wow, are you serious? How could motivational speakers, the people that are supposed to be setting the tone for positivity throughout the world, how can we be selfish? We are the ones that have the best opportunity to make a change. So we should all come up together and do something together. And it'll show that, hey, us speakers are collaborating, the world should collaborate. And even if the world's not collaborating on motivational CDs all the time, but it can just show collaboration and unity. Unity is something that's really important that I feel like is one of the major goals that I want to happen from this project. Just more unity around the world.
That's very true. I remember when we first started speaking, and we both noticed as well, why is it that motivational speakers just don't collaborate? And it's so true. It's because they almost become a brand, and then if anybody else tries to be part of it, they don't like it, and so they kind of see them as competition, when really we shouldn't be competing. We're there to help one another. And I feel like I don't know about yourself, but if you look at artists, for example, singers and musicians, they always collaborate. it just doesn't make sense why speakers and
Always collaborate. Their brand is built on collaboration. It's sad that we're not doing that. We need to. I want to really kind of spark that change and just see people collaborating, speakers collaborating all the time, speakers just releasing albums. Hopefully, we'll see what this sparks. We'll see what kind of change this sparks. But so far, everything has been coming together awesome.
You are making the change, my dear. It's you. You're creating it.
I guess that's my calling and the reason that I was born, because not going to stop. I definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I see the bigger picture. So I'm just trying to bring it all together. I'm trying to bring what's in my mind to reality. That's what I'm working towards.
So you said there's 30 motivational speakers that are working on board with you, but there's 12 that are actually in the first audio. Is that correct?
Yes. Only 12 could make the first cut as far as like for the first one. Okay. But with this being such of a big thing, we have enough for the second one already, pretty much. So within a couple months, the second one will be out as well, within about 3 months. And then I just want to kind of just keep the second and the third and just kind of keep going and just see what happens. Let's see if we can't get a tour out of this and go on a tour with some of these speakers.
Wow, amazing. So where are obviously you said there's ones from America, there's from London. Where else are these speakers from?
America, London, South Africa, Somalia.
Wow.
France. Also somebody out Honduras. That's all that comes to mind right now. But look, it's going to be great. People from all over the world. And this project it's been pretty awesome so far. I'm just so satisfied and happy that I was like, this wasn't really that hard to get the speakers to come together. I feel like it was meant to be. They say when it's destiny, when something's meant to happen, it's just going to happen naturally. So once I put the word out, people just started hopping on board and really looking forward to this project being released and seeing what happened, seeing what it creates.
So what inspired you to create this audio collection of motivational speakers? What was it that just made you go, I need to do this?
I feel like throughout the world, it's becoming more and more negative, unfortunately. Kids like are being exposed to a lot of bad and negativity at a younger age. And it's like kids are very innocent. They're not supposed to know certain things as far as like being taught bad or taught about, negative things. But I feel like we need to take a stand for positivity because there's way too much negativity go around, whether it be in certain music or certain things that you may hear in the news that's really awful. It's just kind of feel like a crime fighter. Like we just got to stop this somehow. I don't have any superpowers. The only superpower I have is networking. So I want to be Superman in networking and see if we can't, join like the what's the Avengers? If we can't be like the motivation Avengers or something, like we just have to stop it. Like just a bunch of people our powers speaking. We can see what we can happen.
All wearing our capes.
Yeah, we are wearing our capes and trying to save the world.
I can see that. At every country, there's one of us out there with the cape on.
Yeah. So we all trying to bring us up together.
And we join forces together. No, I love that. It's very true. I agree with you. It's like when we spoke a while back as well. Like it was really bizarre. Like being in the journalism world, I was so used to watching news every morning, reading the news. Working within journalism for 14 hours, and it really does have a negative effect on you, news, and what we learn from other people. And what I came to realise, and what some of my listeners actually don't know, is I don't own a television anymore. And the reason for it was because I realised that television is telling a vision. So instead, we're being sold something that's so negative that we don't even have time to focus on ourselves, which is really sad when you think about it.
It really is. Sometimes with television, their goal, like with the news pretty much only broadcasts like the negative things to get you scared of the world. They shouldn't. I guess they feel like that creates stories. People want to see stories that are negative, but I don't feel like that's true. I think it's about time that we put some positive stuff up there, have a positive segment worldwide, at least about 5-10 minutes of it. Nobody wants to hear just bad and sad stories all the time on the news. I know a lot of people that don't even watch the news anymore. I know some people that don't watch TV, like yourself. I don't even watch TV. I really don't. Okay. LeBron, like in the playoffs, except for the playoffs, like in basketball, I'm watching that. Go ahead and like not fully say that I don't watch it, but I do watch the playoffs. So yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There's times where if I fancy watching a bit of television, I'll just watch something online. So I know exactly how you feel. Like you can't totally take away the television away. However, if you kind of don't allow it to dominate your life, and you believe and be more positive, then that negativity, like you said, just disappears.
That is so true. You just have to kind of know why you're watching it, turn it on, turn it off. Don't get brainwashed or something like that. You can very well easily tap into watching TV all day, and you're just watching other people's lives, and it's just so much that goes into it that it's just almost that we got to get more positive shows, more positive movies, more positive music. We really got to just push this positivity out here and see what happens.
It's very true. I think it's because I don't know about yourself though, Chawn. Like you notice when you see like young little children, they're so happy, they're so free, they're very in tune with themselves, and then suddenly they go to school, and then suddenly they have all this pressure, and they get stressed with exams, and then it's like college and university, and they get stuck in a job, and then before they know it, they don't even know who they are anymore.
Yeah, definitely with work. Sometimes they say somebody could get a job. You get a job, you have a little dream, you have a goal that you want to do, but you have that job, and that's your job every day. They're preaching you and they're turning you into what they want you to be in their perfect image of you. So you could very well get trapped into waking up every day, going to your job, coming home and living for your job, not living for yourself. Some people, we have to realize that at the end of the day, that is just a job, and that we still have our lives and we still have our dreams. We should still pursue everything that we want. Even if we're working 12 hours a day, we still have a couple more hours left for what we really want to do. Everybody has bills to pay, but we can't let ourselves get discouraged and down with life because you can barely pay your bills and you don't have any time to do what you really want to do. There are 24 hours in a day. If we use our time wisely, we have more than enough time to work on our future and what we really want out of life.
It's very true. I agree with 100% with what you're saying. It's so true. I think a lot of people do it. They just get comfortable, don't they? And they just get comfortable in their job, and they get comfortable just coming home and watching television. And then they look at people on television and wondering why they have this glamorous life, but yet they don't realise that they work ridiculous hours to be there.
Whole lot of hours. It's just you just can't get content or complacent with where you're at. You have to find something to push yourself. Self-motivation is the really important part of achieving success. You have to find a way to keep pushing yourself. You have to get to know yourself so you can find out what motivates you. And once you figure out what motivates you, you can continue to tap into that resource and always use it whenever you're feeling down or when you're not doing as much as you can be at the moment or for that day.
So Madit, who's inspired you? Who was like the first person that kind of just motivated yourself to think in a positive manner?
My mother. Aww. She's always found a way to just pretty much make it work. Once she got pregnant with me, she dropped out of school.
Wow.
But she always found a way to just make ends meet. She does hair, and when I was born in New York. And after that, she just wanted a fresh start for myself, and she just wanted me to have a fair chance, at education. And there's a lot of distractions up there for her, for a potential student, growing up, raising a kid. So she felt like, raising me, it would be a better idea to pretty much move down south to North Carolina. And I really thank her for doing that. It helped me, clear mind and just, fresh start, fresh opportunities. And I will always see my mother find a way to make it work no matter what. But at the same time, though, she did have stuff that she aspired to be and stuff that she aspired to do, but she didn't always accomplish that.
Oh.
So what I wanted to make sure I did with my life, anytime I have something I really want to do, I'm gonna do it, regardless if I'm ready. If I think I'm like not prepared, I'm just still gonna do it. I'm gonna jump in the water. If I drown, then I drown. But if I don't, I'm gonna be swimming. You know, sink or swim. You just gotta go for it. Anytime I think of an idea, I'm just gonna jump in the water and I'm just gonna go get it.
Wow. You are definitely a motivational speaker, number one. I can see it. You just not bothered. You're just like whatever comes my way, I don't care. You definitely are wearing that cape. I can see it.
It's just I feel it. I feel it like growing. It's growing right now on my back.
Oh, bless you. No, bless you. So tell me more about It's BGTV. Obviously, it started off as, like you said, it was just one video. What kind of videos do you guys, put on there each week? What's the style?
All right. So originally, when we're doing the motivation for the motivated once a week, we stopped that after 3 months. But originally, I had a couple topics. I just wanted to think. I did a lot of searching on the web, see what other motivational videos were out there, what was missing, what I can add to it. Because at the end of the day, we're all together, same goal. Mm-hmm. So I just pretty much wrote out 10 topics, like tunnel vision, mindset, failure, procrastination. And we just did those videos. We wrote up a little script to it, shot the video, edited the video all within a week, and had it uploaded by Sunday. We did that for about a couple months, and we just wanted to really learn and digest the word motivation. What is? So we had a meeting with the whole team, figure out, we kind of like a refresher. So we stopped doing the weekly motivation for the motivated, just so we can regroup and just get it together, like what the message that we're going to go out and what message we're going to send out to the world and what we felt like the world needed to hear. So we got this, and that's what we added a question to it. At that point, it did help because a lot of people, everyone loves music. Everyone listens to music, whether on the radio or they have their favorite CD playing in their car. So just wanted to start creating motivational music. So we added motivational music to also, and it continued doing like motivational short films. So from that point, we just started doing music videos occasionally, then short films, like 2 to 3 minute short films, and just kept going that way.
What's been your favorite one to record so far?
The favorite video to record? Oh man, favorite video to record would probably be a video called Deferred Dreams. So my Deferred Dreams, it was Michelle Burrell. She was like the highlight person in that video. It was so funny because, while we were filming, she was driving. She was driving. I wasn't driving that day. Her car had actually broke down on the highway. So while we were in the process, we were going to another location to film, and then our car just broke down. What are we gonna do? The car is broken down. So we thought on our feet, and we shot on the side of the highway. We shot the rest of the video on the highway, like right on the side, like with the car just sitting there. Wow. We had we got some really good scenes, and it looked really good. Like it was meant to be there. But if you ever watch that video, we were not meant to be on the side of that highway. We were actually broken down. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was a fun video to shoot because we just had to think on our feet and just get it done.
I'll definitely have to check that out, guys. What was it called again? Sorry, Chawn.
My Deferred Dreams with Michelle Burrell.
Okay, well, guys, definitely check out that video and definitely check out what Chawn is actually doing as well, because you'll absolutely love his work. It's just absolutely motivational, very inspiring. And it's very different as well compared to a lot of motivational speakers out there, because a lot of them are just talking over just or standing on stage, whereas with Chawn, he creates a whole concept and he creates these videos in a way that makes you think in a different manner. Chawn, we are coming towards the end of the show. I just wanted to ask you, what are you most grateful for in your life?
I am grateful for being alive. I was grateful that I got the opportunity just to be alive and just to have a chance to, be something. Sometimes, people's lives are cut short at an early age. Some kids die at around 7, 8 years old. You just never know what may happen or how the dice may roll. I'm just grateful to still be alive at this point in my life and just alive and able to potentially pursue and achieve everything I want to be. A few years ago, I lost one of my cousins, my favorite cousin. We grew up together and everything, and he was killed a couple of years ago, and that just put everything into perspective for me. Like, wow, life is just so short. You just never expect to lose somebody in your life, and somebody that was so close to me. Today is actually his birthday.
Oh.
And you just never expect to lose somebody, and that just, it pretty much hit me really hard, and I just really just kind of got even way more focused and locked in. Just decided to do everything for him.
Wow. So that's your drive. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Gosh. So I usually always ask everyone on the show, what are your 5 top tips for someone who's currently going through a low point in their life and they need a bit of motivation? What would you advise them?
What I would advise them to do is just take a deep breath, go somewhere where you can meditate, just away, even if it's like just go to the lake or something like that, even if it's right outside of your door. Go somewhere that you don't normally go. Break your routine. Whatever you're doing, you have to break your routine and break your habit. Go somewhere and just meditate and kind of reevaluate what you have going on. And that will allow you to pretty much start fresh. You will need to start fresh, and starting fresh, you will start with your mindset. You need to get your mindset. You pretty much have to brainwash yourself to only think positive. I had to brainwash myself, and that's going to take it could take a couple of weeks, just depending. What I did to brainwash myself is I started carrying a little notepad, and everywhere I would walk, and anytime I would think of something, anything positive, I would always write down a positive quote. A quote, or just something, a positive message to myself, or somebody said something to me that was, pretty positive. I would write it down, and then just at any low point, at any down point in my day, I would just look back at that little notepad and read the quotes. Whenever I was feeling down, I just needed to coach myself back up again, get that positivity and that mindset going. I feel like you have to start with your mindset. Everything else will fall in place. Once you just brainwash yourself, start with your mindset, meditate, and that'll be a great start.
What are your other 3 tips that you could give someone? So obviously you say mindset, meditation.
Mindset, meditation. You have to get your circle together. You have to evaluate your circle.
Okay.
Look at the people around you. Are they helping you or hurting you? It may be a tough call, but some people are just not meant to be in your life. you just have to, like, hey, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna work out. Even if it's just a friend. I mean, you're probably not like dating everybody you know in your circle, but like, even if it's just a friend, maybe just don't even call them anymore, or just, you don't have to just, hey, we're not friends, or just don't talk to them no more. If you feel like they're bringing too much negativity or they're down on you, then the 5 people you talk to or communicate the most are the people you're going to be most like. So you just really have to watch your circle. That's another one. And so you said 2 more? Mm-hmm. Okay. So another one that I would say would be, so once you cut whoever off, or however many people that you need to cut off, source it back to your family. Family first. Family is so important. So you just kind of get back in tune and, just love your family. Call your mother, call your father. Spend more time, the time that you used to spend with one of those people that you're cutting off, replace that time by spending that more time with your family. Because your family, everybody needs a why. We have to know why we are doing something. Why? What is your why? We have to know why. What is your why? What is your purpose? Who are you doing it for? So the more you spend time with your family, the more you will realize this is what I'm doing it for. I want to be able to put a smile on your face.
Wow. And your
And
last
then,
one?
the last thing I would say is to read. Read as much as possible. Reading, what you read, the books that you read will create your thoughts that you think about throughout your day. So the more you read about your craft, the more you read about like a system, that will create your thoughts, and that will also help your mindset.
It's very true. I feel I don't know about yourself, but a lot of young people seem to not be reading anymore.
It's simple. Read. Books. Look, everything. No matter what we want to do in life, no matter what we want to accomplish, somebody has did that, and they have written a book about it in full detail. Find the book. Read the book. It's pretty much that simple.
It's very true. We seem to. It's funny though, isn't it? When you're in university, like you just on college, like you love reading or you love reading textbooks, and then after it, you get so lost in your job that you actually don't even know how to read again.
Right, because you're just so trapped into thinking for your job. You could be at home, you off work, now you thinking about work stuff. You end up doing your job from work at home. You realize you just gotta once you get off work, you're off work. Don't worry about work anymore. Don't think about it. On my breaks from work, whatever, you just have to, even on your breaks, if you get a break, just get away. Even if your break is just 30 minutes, call a family member. Read a book about your craft. You cannot lose your focus. I feel like people let their job throw off their focus on their life. You have to stay focused and keep tunnel vision. You have to stay focused. That's number 6. You just got to stay focused. You asked for 5. But number 6, you just got to stay focused and have tunnel vision and lock in. Don't let any distractions get in your way. It's so many distractions, but we cannot make excuses. We just have to make it work throughout the distractions. No matter what, there will always be outside noise going on in the world. But we just have to stay focused and prove that, look, we can get through with any distractions. You have to show that you can do it.
It's very true. When you're actually on the journey of what you're trying to create, the universe is going to test you. The universe is on purpose going to bring people into your lives who are negative or situations to deter you from actually following your dream, and you've got to basically ignore them.
Definitely, you have to. You just make it or reach your full potential.
I don't know if you've noticed that as well, Chawn. Like when you're like so focused in something, and then suddenly you get all these distractions from nowhere, and there are people coming out of like nowhere from like 5 years ago, and you're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Right. I mean, they see that you've changed, and they're curious. Like, say, if somebody from your life from a couple years ago, they're trying to get back in your life. They see that you're making a change. They want to be a part of it. They just want to be on board, or they could just be nosy and see what you're like now, just so they can say that they beg and know you again, or they just curious. Curiosity kills. So if somebody sees you doing something out of the norm, they're going to want to be a part of it again. So, but if that's one of the people you had to cut off, then you can't talk to them. If it's a cool person, yeah. Hey, welcome. How you doing? Where you been? Yeah.
No, you're very true. It's very true. And I, just like yourself, I had to cut off a lot of people out of my life, and it wasn't very easy at all. But however, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I 100% agree with you. My dear, unfortunately, it is the end of the show. I just want to say thank you for being on the show, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and just being yourself. However, before we go, can you tell the listeners where they can find you and where they can find the actual audio, which will be out on, is it the 15th of June?
Yep, 15th of June. Yep. And you will be able to find it directly through the website, and you're going to be able to type in these letters. You can either type in m4m.com. I'll keep it short, m4m.com. You can type in other stuff, but this is probably the easiest to remember and not get confused with all the other letters. m4m.com. it's going to get you right to the project, and it's going to be positive, and it's going to be a change. So I definitely would appreciate if tell a friend and listen to it and be motivated, because it definitely is some powerful stuff. So far, it is very powerful.
Mm. And I haven't mentioned to the listeners that I'm actually one of the 12 people that's actually on the audio.
Yes, you are.
So thank you, Chawn. No, I really appreciate that. That was just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and you're actually one of the people on the intro. I didn't know if I haven't told you yet, but you're part of the intro. So if you're looking to hear your voice, they're going to hear it really early in the project.
Oh God, I don't actually like my own voice.
It's really good. Like it's cool. Like I love it. It's very well. You did do great speaking.
Bless you. No, bless you. I really appreciate that. Where can our listeners find yourself? So can they find you on It's BG TV as well?
Yeah. So if they want to, find all of the stuff that we're working on, you'll be able to search these 8 letters: ITSBGPTV. So that's It's BGPTV. You search that, it'll lead you to everything. Or you could also, if you're on Instagram, just search for Motivation for the Motivated. That'll probably be a little bit easier. Motivated. That'll lead you to everything else. You're going to be able to go to the website from there once you get through the Instagram.
Perfect. Thanks.
And just type it for m.com.
Perfect. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for being on the show. I'm just so grateful to have you on the show, because you're doing something that hasn't been done before. And I don't know if you realize it, but you are very inspirational and you are going to change many lives.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it. Just so excited for it. And somebody got to do it, It was going to be done eventually, and the world needs it. And the time is now for a project like this. We couldn't need this project any more than as of right now. We just got to get this positivity out here. The world needs it, and you're helping. And we're gonna do more of these. We have to do more of these, just to kind of keep that positive, just keep beating that positivity out to the world and feeding it out. And I'm just so grateful that I even got the idea. I'm blessed, and I'm just happy to be a part of world change.
Wow. No, you're gonna stir things up, my dear. I can see it. You're gonna shock all these motivational speakers out there who are just doing it for themselves. However, I do have to say goodbye now, but I'm definitely going to have you back on the show, and probably next time maybe talk about a specific topic, maybe about motivation, like for the mindset, and just get you talking about that, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's important. Mindset is probably the most important. You just gotta have it. Everything else will feed off of the mindset, on the bridges from that. So that's a great topic to kind of start with it, or to go off of.
Okay, perfect. Well, you take care, and I'll speak to you soon.
Awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
What an amazing interview with Chawn Bracey. He's just unbelievable. I can't wait to just keep working with you, because you're just amazing in what you do, and I just love everything about yourself. Before I just head off, guys, don't forget that you can find me on Twitter at IamGurds. It's IAMGURDS. You can also find me on Facebook at Get Inspired with Gurds, where I'll bring you lots of inspirational, motivational quotes. Also, before I leave, I want to leave you with this quote, just to have a little think about it and just make you think in a different light. To be a champ, you have to believe in yourself when nobody else will. Just think about it. Well, you guys take care, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.
Join us each week to be inspired, informed, and uplifted with some of the most inspirational and motivational guests from around the world. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay inspired.